Hello, I'm Chip Howard. I'm a Sigma Chi alum, 1983. And when I attended the University of Cincinnati, the Zeta Psi chapter house was my home for 4 years. And while the chapter house meant a great deal to me while I was living there, more importantly, it was a place where I grew up during my college years and was helped by so many great brothers, both those in school and alums. Today, it's just as critical and maybe even more important so that young men have a place to go and be part of a group and team and grow and develop and mature just as we did.
In 1943, my father, Link, he graduated high school, Withrow High School, and he enrolled at University of Cincinnati. And during that year also, he pledged and was initiated into the Zeta Psi chapter of Sigma Chi. He was a young man. He met other young men, and those young men experienced their college years together. They grew up together. They formed lifelong friendships and lifelong brotherhood. And throughout my father's life, these young men, now men, all were there for each other in one way or another. In personal, in business, in social, and these men were together for life. And I think that says a lot for the Zeta Psi chapter of Sigma Chi, because it really helps these young men develop these lifelong friendships and lifelong support.
The quality of the men in the house right now is fabulous. They're great students, great GPA, but they still like to have fun, and it's an important part. UC's growing like crazy, the fraternity system's growing like crazy, and we have to make sure that we get a nice, wonderful shelter for these young men to grow.
So here at Zeta Psi, we have a rich history and tradition, dating back all the way to 1882. And we want to continue to see our chapter grow and succeed, both locally as well as internationally within the fraternity. We have been so grateful to have this new house here to enable us to not just attract, but attract the best talent and the best character of men on campus, but then also grow them as leaders and as people. Personally for myself, growing into the person I am today and as a leader and as a man, Sigma Chi has been a huge part of that, and living in this house for nearly 2 years of my life has played a huge role in that, and surrounding myself with people constantly that are pushing themselves and pushing me to do the best job that I can. Sigma Chi has given me a lot, and this house has given me a lot as well. I think that that's a testament not just that I would give, but also the testimony that my fellow brothers, fellow undergraduate brothers would give as well. That this house means a ton to us. That it gives us an outlet for growth and for opportunity, and that it is crucial to our success as a chapter here at the university.
Today's college kids need something different than when we needed when we were in school. The environment is a much different environment, and kids are much more motivated than previous generations. They need a quiet place to study. They need a quiet place to have a party and have interactions, and they need a private place to conduct, sort of most of their lives. The world that they live in is a much public world where phones are always watching, eyes are always watching, and they need a safe place that they can be kids. And the Sigma Chi house has always provided that to all of its members. And I think the investments that we've made in the house now will continue to make sure that that's the case for the foreseeable future for our house and our members.
Hey brothers, Drew Harmon here, President of House Corporation. We hope you're able to join us in contributing to the House Corporation and or Lincoln W. Pavey Educational Foundation. We could sure use your support. There's a lot of projects we weren't able to get to as part of this major renovation due to budgetary constraints. And there's a lot of future upgrades we'd like to make to the house just based on the times are changing and what students want have changed. And there's a lot of things we need to do to the house itself to get it where it needs to be and also to stay on top. We have a great House Corporation board. who's put in a lot of time and effort and really good stewards of your dollars. We could sure use your support. Your support means a lot to the undergrads and will truly make an impact in their lives, both academically and socially. So if you're able to contribute, we sure would appreciate it, and every dollar goes a long way. But the undergrads have done a great job over the last however many years of really making Zeta Psi one of the preeminent chapters across the country. So hopefully you're able to support our fund. Thank you.
In order for our institution to survive, it has to have a component of leadership development. And part of that was that we were using a home, a house, a Sigma Chi house that was over 50 years old and needed to be renovated. And we endeavored on a project about 3 years ago to renovate this home, not to tear it down, to renovate this house and improve it for generations to come. And we did just that, and the house now is a home that is a Sigma Chi fraternity house that everyone should be proud of. Everyone should feel like this house is, if you went through here as an undergraduate, you want to come back, this is your house. It's owned by the Sigma Chi Corporation, which is an alumni corporation, and the undergraduates rent the house from the corporation. And the corporation is perpetual, or in perpetuity. So we have to keep this going in order to make sure that our Sigma Chi lasts for many generations.
There's lots of ways one can give to things that we there's two of my favorites. It's a charitable remainder trust, and you take your IRA money. Distribution you have to take every year, but I'm sure a lot of us have to take it, and I actually donate that right to it. So I can do it in my income at all. It goes right to the Link Pavey House Corp Foundation. The other way is appreciated stock. I've done this 2 times now, and take a stock that I maybe didn't pay so much for that's really appreciated and valued. I donate it to the foundation. They sell it, I get the full write-off of what they sell it for, and my cost basis might be much lower. It's a great way to save money on your taxes.
The Zeta Psi legacy is well, it's shining, and we need to continue to support it. I'm asking you to continue to give if you have. If you haven't given, I'm asking you to open up your heart and consider giving to our Sigma Chi, Zeta Psi specifically.